Well, I haven't given much thought to having children, but I'm sure I'm going to want some. I just love the exuberance and the vitality of kids.
I'm scared. I mean, for me, being a father is way in the future. I can't even think of it now. I don't know what kind of father I'll be.
I've got plans to do a lot of things in my life, and I think kids would just, really interfere with that. And, I just want to do a good job running my own life.
Kids are great. I love them, but I can do without them.
Oh, you can play with them and wrestle with them and throw them on the bed, jump around, just play with them.
God, I would love to have a little boy, because they're so cute and they just don't know how cute they are.
I could always have my own kids. Then again, you'd be limited to, 3 or 4, something like that. But I could adopt a whole boatload. I think that.
I had expected this great rush of maternal warmth and enthusiasm for being a mother, and I expected to sit there in the rocking chair rocking him to sleep feeling all warm and lovely, but I didn't feel warm and lovely. I was furious with him because he cried for 2 hours and he was finally asleep, and I just felt like you little bugger, thank God you're going to leave me alone for a few minutes. And I couldn't wait to dump him into the crib and flop down on the bed, and he's sitting there. I felt terribly guilty.
Hard to give up. For me, it was very hard to give up a lot of the things that I was doing before I had Aaron. My volunteer work, my time to myself, time with my husband. We were married quite a long time, almost 7 years before we had Aaron. And we were pretty used to doing what we wanted to do, going where we wanted to go when we wanted to, going out to dinner, taking off for vacation. And it's hard to give that up.
Yeah, that, I think, is really the hardest thing in the beginning. Once you accept that life will never be the same, then you have a point of departure that you can start out from, but our assumptions about what children will do, I never imagined in furthest reaches of my imagination what a difference it would make. It's my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'll play my bird and my apple.
Oh.
Michelle had been married for 5 years when she became pregnant. She felt ready to become a parent.
Oh, okay. Smart move.
She was a child welfare worker in Texas and had done a great deal of babysitting. When her son was born, she felt disappointed with motherhood.
You can eat slowly, but would you sit up, please?
Michael?
Sit up.
I did!
Okay, eat your dinner.
You didn't want to.
How you doing, Beck? You doing okay? I think I first leveled about my feelings with a friend of mine who called me after my son was about 6 weeks old and said, "How are you doing?" And that was sort of the wrong question to ask, because I told her I was doing terribly. I was miserable. I was so unhappy. I just felt totally inadequate, and I felt like everything I did was wrong because I didn't love doing all the things that were involved in taking care of a new baby. And I certainly didn't love what was happening to my life because this baby was here. My husband was tired, I was tired, everybody was tired and cranky all the time, and it was just nothing went along as smoothly as it had before he arrived, and everything was so much harder, and I just thought, if it goes on like this forever, we're not going to make it. Something's going to happen. I can't live like this day after day after day. And she sort of, I was so relieved when she sort of responded, well, welcome to parenthood. Nobody ever tells you this is the way it's going to be, but this is a large part of it, and there's nothing wrong with you for feeling unhappy at times about being a mother. I just found her a great source of encouragement, because it was the first time anybody had ever let on that you could have really almost hateful feelings about the baby, and not have to think of yourself as being crazy. I don't know if I ever seriously thought I could live up to my image of a perfect mother. But I certainly tried at the beginning. At least until I talked to my friend, I tried. I had thought a perfect mother would always be patient and always somehow find the inner resources to put the baby's needs first. And I think that was the key to my image of a perfect mother, was the baby came first. Whatever the baby needed, the baby got, and mother would just naturally feel like doing it that way. And I found there were a great many times, even in the first few weeks, where I didn't care what the baby needed. I felt pushed so far that I had to get out, and it didn't matter what happened to the baby. It didn't matter what he needed. It didn't matter if he was hungry, if he was uncomfortable, if he needed changing, if he was it just didn't matter what he needed.
Sure. Oh, nice. Jessica, did you feel sick all day long?
Uh-huh.
And did you go to the park this morning?
I have some ice cream in here.
Mm-hmm. They're here.
When Tom learned that he was to become a father, he panicked. He never wanted children. Penny had become pregnant without his knowledge. She was confident that Tom's attitude would change.
No, I can do it.
You can do it?
I won't say that there was an immediate change of attitude, but a gradual change. Jessica won me over.
Does that look like fun?
I viewed children in the light of being at best a nuisance. I saw a child coming into my life as representing an intrusion, an invasion of my privacy, and just basically a cessation of our life together as we knew it. And it's going to be a huge burden financially as well as psychologically. The more I thought about it, the more catastrophic my expectations became about having a child. And for the duration of the pregnancy, my attitude really didn't change at all. What little exposure I had to children was largely negative, and I know that that influenced my attitude about having a child. But it was a very tense, emotion-filled pregnancy for Penny and for me. There was a tremendous amount of tension, and much of the pregnancy was characterized by just an absence of conversation after a while.
Okay. Oh! Stand up there better.
Okay.
Oh! Bad pitch.
Bad pitch.
It's not been total euphoria by any means. It's not a bowl of cherries. But I have learned these 3 years with Jessica that children aren't always crying, they aren't always whining. They can be a source of pleasure and exert a positive influence on you as a human being.
Is this fun? Yeah. Oh, wow! Jessica, you're going to be a major leaguer. Did you know that?
Our second child is due any day now, and this one was planned, unlike Jessica, and I think that speaks volumes in itself in regard to my attitude toward having another child.
Go on the backpack?
Karen and Tom are part-time school counselors. They share the responsibility of raising their family. Tom cares for the children in the morning and Karen in the afternoon. They had worked with children before and never expected that being parents would be easy.
I started a PhD 5 years ago, and in the middle of the second year, we decided that we wanted to start having children, rather than waiting. Karen was concerned with getting older, and 5 years later I'm still not quite finished. There's certainly some frustrating times because you see other people starting and finishing and you're still going, but it's been worthwhile.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Is that how many there are? How about, would you like some breasts in your hair today? Nice red ribbon? Good spit. I think it's been easier for both of us because we have split the time of taking care of the children. Just doing parenting is too draining. Doing any one thing all the time is too draining. Being a parent is a big job.
Well, why don't you just have a couple, and then we'll save the rest for the cookies, okay? Because we have to have some of these chocolate chips for the cookies, don't we? Okay, let's save the rest, all right?
I feel like there are certainly many more pluses to parenting than minuses, but I think that another person with another temperament than mine would not necessarily agree.
Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and flat, flat, flat.
I don't think there's any parent who doesn't have days when he or she wishes that he weren't tied down, that you could just take off and do what you feel like doing and not have any responsibilities to meet in terms of other people.
You want your bottom? Yes, girl.
But myself, although I, like everyone, I think, have those feelings at times, I don't let them overwhelm me, and I accept those feelings as perfectly natural. I don't really think anyone can be fully prepared for becoming a parent. For one thing, children differ from one to another, and one person might well be able to handle a particular kind of child, but not another. You have to do all that you can, I think, in the way of preparation. I think my preparation could have been better, and I think many people's could be better. But even then, a person can't get the total picture. They can't get the feeling that you have to have of commitment to however many children you have for their first at least 20 years and perhaps longer than that. I mean, a real total commitment in terms of being available to help meet their needs at any time. That's a very big responsibility.
Does she push you?
Hey, pumpkin!
Hi, pumpkin! Hello!
Oh!
Daddy told.
Sometimes I feel a little overwhelmed with the amount of responsibility that I have taken upon my shoulders in becoming a parent of 2.
Huh? Oh, that's good now. I think it's really important to constantly measure what your expectations are or were against what reality is. To recognize when they're not the same. Because that's where the frustration comes from. That's where the discontent, that's where the lack of enjoyment comes from. You have to get over that first hurdle that you might not be the ideal parent. There might be some things that you need to learn. And I think that's difficult for a lot of parents to do, is to admit that they're not natural parents.
You're not hungry anymore?
You can make no absolute predictions, but it's a gamble. You invest your time and your energy and your love, and you hope that the investment will pay off in the sense that she will be through her childhood and will become in her adulthood a person who is satisfied with herself but able to accept challenges and overcome problems.